Hey crew, so this is one more training, and this one is going to be about Planning Center workflows. So I started here because we are pretty familiar with the screen by now. This is the regular Planning Center online, and when you click up here on services, you have a couple options. So there's check-ins, groups, and people, and this is where we're going to be working in. So when you click on people, it's going to change from green to blue, and this is the dashboard of our database. And so whenever you guys kind of look at this, it's going to show you most recent profiles. It's going to show you what's assigned to you. So for me, it says this is your workflow cards. This is who I need to contact. And then right here, these are potential duplicates in our system, so I'll have to go through that. And this is how many people we have in our database. So there's some demographics here. We have a lot of chicks and not as many dudes. So there's that. So this is just the familiar dashboard. Whenever you log in, you click on it, this is where you start. So what we're going to focus on today is workflows, and that's this right here. When we click on workflows, this is an area where we are flowing people through and wanting to keep track of our people. So when it comes to our next team, where Stacy is leading them, she is going to be in here a lot of the time, but each of you also will be in here to utilize this for how you onboard your team. So for simplicity's sake, I'm going to start here and serve. So in this is workflows for anybody who's signed up to serve. So just the same down here. This is for anybody who is joining a connect group. This is for anybody who is a first-time guest. This is for anyone who signs up to be in Heartbeat. So that's what all of these little things are here. So when I click on serve, it's going to show you right here on the left bar, this is the flow or the workflow and the steps that we're going to take whenever somebody comes into this area. So the first thing is whenever you get here, it's going to take you to step 1, and any cards that are assigned to me are going to be right down here. If I want to add somebody into this, all I do, and this is what Marcus will be doing on the back end, and potentially Stacy and Hannah as well. But everybody it's great for everyone to know, and it's super simple to learn. So all I do is I click somebody in here, and let's say I know that Hannah says that she wants, boop, right here, Hannah wants to be serving. She talked to me about it on Sunday, and so I'm going to put her in this workflow, and I'm going to say, I'm going to follow up with Hannah, and I want everyone to know kind of what's going on with Hannah. So right in here is all the steps that we have already made for you to work through your workflow. So the first step is send a pre-phone call email. In here, this is the instruction. So this is the overall goal, and this is the details of it. So right here, I'm just going to copy what's in here. And right here, this is called a card. So we can have multiple cards in this workflow, all assigned to me, right? So the more people obviously are in here, the more workflow that you have to work through. So you can select everybody all at once, because if we're going to do the same thing, then you view the card. Right here, you've got Hannah's. So I'm just going to do one at a time. So right here's Hannah. I'm going to do view card. And right in here, it's also going to tell you the same thing. Here's the step that you're on, and here's what to do within this step. That's something I've done. You can add internal notes here. So I could say right here, talk to Hannah on Sunday, and she's interested in working all departments. And then whatever I want to remember, like student at Texas State, and let's see, loves to do, what is Hannah? Sorority stuff. At least she did. So then I'm going to write that in here. I'm going to save the note. So now in here, there's a history assigned to Hannah. And whoever I assign this to later will be able to see kind of what's flowing here. So that's just for me right here, and for everybody who's in this workflow. So then I'm going to send an email to Hannah, and I'm going to put in here whatever department. It's always going to be welcome to Heart blank. So if it's connect groups, it's going to be connect groups. So since we're in serve, we're going to say welcome to Heart Serve. And then I'm going to paste up here the stuff that's up there in here. because this is actually my email. So I always want to personalize it somewhat, right? So, hey there, Hannah. And then this is going to tell her the stuff. And then you can change this to be your name, your phone number if you want it on there, or whatever. So then I'm going to send her this email. This is going to pop up. This message will be sent to, and it shows you all the stuff. And a copy will be saved in the history of the card. So I'm not going to send it, but you would hit send, right? So that's the first step in the workflow. Whenever I do this step, I'm going to complete it. Whenever that happens, it's automatically going to take me to step 2, the welcome phone call. Right in here, it's going to say, text this to Hannah. Step 2, when they respond, say this. So I've already walked you through here because I've set this up, what to do whenever you're onboarding somebody. So in here, I'm going to take a note and say, Hannah and I discussed blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to type all the stuff. So that, you know, the next person that calls will be like, hey, I talked to Amber and she said that you love to play basketball or whatever. So all the stuff, the notes are important because as we hand people off, we want it to be sticky. So say I complete this. I'm going to complete this step. Go to the next one. Right here, I'm going to add Hannah to a Facebook serve group. So we have a serve group. I don't know if you guys should all know that. I don't know if everybody's an admin. So if you're not an admin to our serve group, then you're going to assign this to somebody who is. So when I'm in this workflow card, if I can't do this, I'm going to reassign it to whoever can do that. So I'm going to say, okay, Dom is the one that has access to that. So I'm going to send that to him. It's actually me, but just for the example's sake. So now all of a sudden, it's going to show you that I was doing this card, and now this card is Dom's card. So that means this is done. I'm complete. I'm as far as I can go in this step. So let's just pretend that I'm Dominic, and I'm going to pretend like I am because I'm an admin. Dominic is going to say, oh, I talked to Hannah. She doesn't have... Hannah doesn't have Facebook profile. So let's save that. And so instead of hitting complete it, I'm going to skip it because we can't even do that. So we skipped. So now we know, okay, she didn't get added to the serve group, but it's because she didn't have a profile. Now we're going to assign this card to whatever department Hannah wants to work in. So let's say Hannah loves kids and she wants to work in kids. So I'm going to pull up Eric and I'm going to say, okay, now, boom, when I click this, it's going to be Eric's turn to complete the next step. And in here, it's going to say, here's the people that are in charge of these departments. And this is the instruction for the department leader. Go to Planning Center, type in the name, and now we're going to click and start scheduling them for to start serving. And that's the final step. So let's just pretend that somebody did that. Now Hannah is completely done with the workflow. She's no longer in these cards. And so because she's no longer in these cards, it's going to be down here in all of our completed cards. So that is, in many, many breaths, the 4 steps to do a workflow from start to finish and all the inner workings of one little area.